Yeah. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the session three of the AI Weekend series. So, welcome you all, and let's get started. Right. So, let me start the session, and just let me know whether you can see the screen or not. Yeah. So, in the session, what we are going to do is that we are going to make sense how the cognitive services are working and how to utilize the sources. And let's start the session by, making sense about what is cognitive services and what are all the portions that we need to cover for AI 900, right? So let's get started. So welcome to the session three. In this session, we are going to, make sense how to work with Azure Cognitive Services. So here I'm Jay Surya, data analyst at Prudent Technologies, Microsoft certified AI engineer and global AI speaker. And here in the QR code, you can scan it and we can connect through LinkedIn, right? Let's get started. So here we have some of the guiding principles in AI and we can see one by one. The prevalence of AI causes some ethical and moral challenges. Why? Because we are seeing a day by day changes and evolution that is happening in AI. So some of the ethical and moral practices that need to be followed for building the applications of the AI development applications, right? The unintended consequences of leaving the important decisions to a computer. Some of the scenarios that is happening while leaving the complete source or the complete task to AI to do. So some of the task which is doing by AI, it is leaving us all alone to the particular circumstances to face the sequences, right? So the unintended consequences, the decisions that are wrong and the decisions that are illegal, that which is suggested by AI, which is the some of the society is saying that is harmful to the society at large. We can see one by one. The unintended consequences, right? So here we have some of the cases that AI, some of the society and the community are saying that AI is harmful. So here we have one of the use case that why facial recognition racial bias problem so hard to crack. So here, for identifying the face or the facial recognition, which is done by the previous industry companies to find their own employee to check it out for the work, right? So in that they are putting up the use case that it's not correct. It is showing some of the racial biases. It is scanning the white people. It isn't scanning the black people. It's scanning the black people, not the white people, right? So yeah, they are saying that the fish hard to crack, right? And Amazon scraps the secret AI recruiting tool that showed the bias against the women. So it is saying that it is favor only to the women for recruiting the people to the company, right? So the Amazon, no, they took the action and they have scrapped the AI recruiting tool and the millions of Black people affected by racial bias in healthcare algorithms. Right. So this is the most important and crucial, form of the use case which should not be happen while developing the AI applications tools. Right. So we should consider, and our tool should not be, into the bias. It should be, favor to all of the people, or it should be, adaptable for all ethnicity, and it should be help for everyone. And the millions of Black people affected by the racial bias in healthcare algorithms, which, I'm repeating that it should not be, happening because when it comes to the healthcare, we need to take some actions. Do Calgary police face recognition software body-worn cameras violate your privacy? So this is the one of the pre-most use case where the Calgary police says their body-worn cameras and the new face recognition software won't violate the privacy of the citizens, despite concerns raised by the Alberta privacy watchdog. So the police agencies have, broad authority under the FOIP Act to collect, use, and disclose the personal information for the law enforcement purposes, said by Jill Clayton. What if here we have some of the the circumstances that A faces and whatnot we are all going to face by in the place of AI. So the traffic control depth installed sensors in every intersection to count the cars. So they are what they are doing going to do is that they are counting the cars to calculate the flow of the cars for calculating the trafficking time. And the road works depth chooses the cameras instead of road sensors because it's cheapest to install and maintain. And AI intern so this is the third case. An AI intern uses the AI to record the license plates, time, and the intersections of every car the camera sees as an interesting experiment and then leaves it running. And fourth one is that police request those records to find the robbery suspect. So I'm putting up in another point. What if we are now replacing with the fourth point to this fifth point. Yeah, and a hacker secretly has access to those records and post them to the internet for anyone to use. So it is like giving you the giving them a surgical knife to the some kind of insane people, which leads to for unknown consequences. So for developing AI, we need to follow these six principles that we need to follow. The first principle is that fairness, principle of fairness. So the AI system should not treat should treat everyone fairly and avoid affecting similarly situated groups of the people in different ways. So this is what we have seen in the racial facial recognition. So it is considering only the white and not the black, and it only identifies the black people, not the white people. So while developing it we should be leverage the fairness of the AI development into the mark. So imagine your hospital emergency room AI system that prioritize the patient in order of their FICO credit score. The more money you have, the faster you see the doctor. So imagine a bank loan AI system that gave you the more money to the people named Michael. So it's all about the buyers and the less money to the people named Alice, right? It's not fair. So while developing the AI, we should obviously follow we should consider the fairness and the principle of reliability and safety. So to build the trust, among the tech society, while you're building the AI, it's critical that the AI system operate the reliably and safely and consistently under normal circumstances and in unexpected conditions. It is so easy to program for the sunny day. The data is never bad. No field have blanks and no field have accented characters. All connector systems are functional. So there's no one trying to intentionally break the system. Here we have some of the use case by the Forbes. The hackers used little stickers to trick Tesla autopilot into the wrong lane. So obviously, it's very much concernable while driving and some of the similar to use cases. The principles of reliability safety, here we have one more approach that how does the self-driving car operate at the night in a rainstorm, in a snowstorm? So how does the military, unmanned drone operate when the GPS is down? And obviously, here we have some of the useful use case that how does the self-driving car operate when an object is approaching from the side instead of the front or back. So the people love privacy and security. The many countries and regions in the world are developing the new standards and laws to try to protect the data of their citizens. And laws are the always slower than the technology, right? So because if what if like we are giving the whole law authority to the AI, it is proceeding the results, proceeding the verdict at the very fast manner rather than giving those authority to the human. They are taking more number of time and not more number of time. They are taking the years, taking the verdict to the ears. So that should not be happen. But it is very much dangerous to giving those kind of crucial authority to AI. It should be concernable. Here we have some of the the products that which can AI can suggest based upon your taste and preferences. These are the simple six principles should give AI to AI for the development. So one of the use case is that inclusiveness. So at Microsoft, we firmly believe everyone should benefit from intelligent technology, meaning the must incorporate and address the broad range of the human needs and experiences. So how does the voice assistant work for someone who has a speech impediment? So let's say a simple example for inclusiveness. The inclusiveness is nothing but it should include all the people, all kind of a category, right? Whether if the people for dumb or if they are deaf, the AI development should consider all the people, all kind of a people who has some of the disability. It should be useful for them as well. All right. So how does the fitness tracker work for someone with mobility disability, right? Say for example, most of uh, the trackers, fitness tracker watches, which is used for the fitness people, but in the contradiction, the fitness tracker watch can be used by the disabled people also who caused by the stroke or the paralysis. For tracking down their pulse and all, we can use the fitness tracker. So it is considering all the people, all kind of a people. And how does the video only product instruction help someone who is in blind? So obviously, it is showing some of the audios which is considering the blind people. The principle of transparency. The transparency is nothing but when the AI system are used to help the information decisions that have a tremendous impact on people's lives. It is critical that the people understand how those decisions were made. So obviously, if they wanted to, if they are curious to know about how the AI is making the decisions, it should be transparent. So when someone is rejected by an AI system for a job, the life insurance or a bank loan, when you are unable to tell them why, when you are unable to tell them why the system lacks transparency, and you can't tell that if it's so, could be unfair, and you won't know it, right? So it is obviously it must to know that how the backend is working, and they will be considering about their own data privileges and the data privacy. So this one is about accountability. The people who designs and deploy the AI systems must be accountable for how their system operates. Right? It's in most concern that how these AI tools are working and how these financials and commercials were set it up. So AI systems should not be, final authority in any decision that has a major impact, employment, finances, healthcare, human safety, etc. So there should be a regular review of the how the AI is operating and a regular improvement of the accountability. So here we are going to hop into the next chapter, describe the fundamental principles of machine learning on Azure. So these from this chapter, you can expect 20 to 25% of the questions can be appear in AI 900 examination. So these are all about this chapter. So you can take a snapshot of it, and obviously you can now go to AI Learn. Sorry, the Microsoft Learn. You can see this, the pattern which I'm presenting. So the first one is that we are going to, make sense about how to identify the regression machine learning scenarios and the classification, clustering, and identifying the features of the deep learning techniques. And we're going to, describe the core machine learning concepts, describe the Azure machine learning capabilities as well. Let's get hopping. So common machine learning types. The first one is data regression. The type offers supervised machine learning the ability to predict the outcome variable given one or more predictor variables. So result is numerical price, amount, and size, etc. So it should be in the numerical values. Once again, I'm facing some issues. All right, it is demanding for the updation of Microsoft 360 files. Yeah, let me present it again. Yeah. So when you're tracking down or if you wanted to predict the future outcome, you can use the regression machine learning model that it will give you the most probable and accurable answers or the forecastings, right? So if you wanted to predict the weather or if you wanted to predict the sales predictions, you can use the regressions for depending upon your previous tasks and previous data sets and find the relationship between the variables. It will, find the relationship between the variables, and it is telling you that what would be the outcome. Say, for example, you are taking a bike and you are going at the speed of 60 kilometers, and you wanted to reach the destination, which is around 120 kilometer. So, at what speed you should, reach the destination before 2 hours? So, obviously, you should go at the speed of 60 kilometers and you're going, you can reach the destination by 120 kilometers, which is away from the starting point, right? So what it is telling that, okay, all right. So if you wanted to reach 180 kilometers, what would be the, outcome? Obviously, like it will take around 3 hours to 3.5 hours to reach if you're going at the speed of, 60 kilometers per hour. Classification. So classification is one among the machine learning model that we are using in supervised learning. The clustering analysis, which assigns a score to the odds of it belonging to the clusters. So what type of a fruit it is. So obviously you can see that as a human you can able to recognize that it's an apple. But how the machine learns, a machine knows, right? For that, what we'll be doing is that we'll be giving so much of pictures to the model start to recognize which is an apple. So we'll be labeling that along with the picture so that the machine learns and it can predict what would be the picture, what is all about the picture. So the binary classification only has the two answers, 1 and 0. So obviously, the machine knows only about the two numbers, which is zeros and ones. The multi-class classification, which allows for the other options, which they can able to predict other images what you have been uploaded, the custom images, right? The clusterings. So the type of which is an unsupervised machine learning type, and we are it is used for grouping. It is what used to grouping the data. So what traits that do my best customers have in common? So let's consider these are the squares as the customers, and you are just classifying or you're just clustering these customers. That yellow customers are they are making the sales very well. They are contributing to the business, and the blue circle, which is all around, they are making the long-term sales, but with the the short the less amount of the business contribution. But the red, you are just grouping that these are the customers who is going to get churned. Just an example of the regression. You can, say it on the comment or the chat box. So the floor is yours. So which movies to recommend to user Joe Smith? So obviously you could have know that what is regression. It is all about the future forecasting. So it is not about the classification or solutions. It's all about the forecasting. It will be giving you the the output alone. So you can read it and you can answer it on the can take time and you can see the answer, which is C. On a scale of 1 to 10, how happy is someone who makes $60,000 per year, right? So you can, scale it down and you can, take some survey who's making more than 60,000 per year, $50,000 per year. Obviously, it will, show you that what kind of a category people, what kind of, sorry, not kind of category people, how the people, reacting to how they are getting 60,000 per year, how they are making, how they are feeling it. So here we are, jumping into deep learning. So deep learning, which is in a subset of a machine learning, where neural network with many layers, layer learn, which from the large amount of a data. So this is how the ML model can perform complex tasks such as image recognition and speech processing or language translation. It does so using a hierarchy of natural networks, each iteration which getting more complex and understanding the problem at the deeper level. Here you can see the the difference between these three things. One is artificial intelligence, machine learning, and deep learning. So machine learning is a subset of AI, and deep learning is a subset of machine learning, which is based on the neural networks it runs, and that permits the machines to transfer train itself to perform a task. Here you can see the clear definition of the machine learning and the differences between machine learning and deep learning. First, we are giving the input to the machine, and it will do the feature extraction, which is nothing but it's on a column extraction. What all the columns that we are going to use, and it will correlate the variables. And we'll be doing some classification process, and we'll be ending up with the output. But in deep learning, which integrates the combination of a feature extraction and the classification in together, and it will give you the output when you are proceeding with the input. So this is all about the deep learning. So here we have in a perfect example that the car, which has been integrated with so many sensors. It identifies the pedestrians and what would be the signs and where they're tracking down. So it will alarms or it will alerts you what would be the obstacle away from you know the head of 100 meters or 200 meters. So if you're getting the speed break before the 100 meters, sorry, after the 100 meters, it will, give you the alarm that you're going to, face this speed breaker. So you must, slow down your car, right? So this is all about, if you have any questions, just you can raise up the hands and you can raise the question. All right, sounds good. Let me take it as now. All right. Let's jump into the demo part as we have completed the theoretical part. So let's jump into the demo now. So let me take you to the the application. Open it again. So for entering into the Azure portal, what you have to do, portal.azure.com. One second. I need to the wrong website. So here we landed up. Let me switch into the my directory. So here, what we're going to do is that for implementing the cognitive services, let's say uh, search for cognitive services. So here you'll be getting the Microsoft Cognitive Services. Let's say to open the app services. So here you can create the application that you're going to design or you can search for the Azure Suite Services. You can search for Azure Vision, Computer Vision, and so on. And for getting to know about all this, you can search Microsoft Learn Cognitive Services. Right? So this cognitive services that gives you the better understanding that how we are utilizing. If you sorry, we have a demo video, we can listen it. It is all about the 7 minutes of time, and it is telling you that what are all the access requirements that you need to start and enrich. It is telling about enrich the METS data sets with the intelligent annotations using the computer vision, and it is telling about the push intelligent annotations to the Azure Cognitive Search and the arc exploration to explore. Explore to explore the METS collection with intelligent annotations from the above. So it is all about the speech services and the translation services that the Azure which is providing it. So let me open the a hackathon with the resource group that I have already deployed these resources. Here I have deployed the translator and the speech services. Let me go to the speech services. Here you can see the go to speech studio. So click on this. So here you can see the lot of the features that you can integrate within your application. So in this, for example, here I have utilized the translation endpoint and the translation key and the speech key for our application, which is nothing but it's an pest detection application, where you might obviously know that what is all about the application is. So let me try to explain it again. Let me say to run. We go to the directory first. Streamline done, streamline dot by. So in this, actually, we are supposed to map the six languages. Here we have map the six languages, and after uploading the image, let me try it again. Do the demonstration. So here, if I'm uploading this image and it is telling that what would be the image is all about and how the test has been affected, and it will give you the insight of the test and how it is retrieving the audio. So let's make it simple for picking up the translation. We'll be using the Azure Translation Services, and for generating the audio, we'll be using the text to speech. Text to speech, and for this we'll be using the speech services for conversing with the virtual assistant. Right. So let's get into the code and make it simple. So in this code that I have already, I've said to you that I'm using the translation key from uh, Azure Translation Services, and here I have called this a function into the function that I have built the Azure Speech to Text. So in this, I'm utilizing the Azure Speech Key Services speech key as in the object, and I'm calling it. So in this region, that the particular region is will be selected. So here for this, I am selecting the six languages: Tamil, Hindi, Kannada, Telugu, and Malayalam. Right. And after this, what I'm going to do is that I'm using the text to speech. I'm using the text to speech to convert the audio into WAV file. And after this, predicting the image, I have created the one more function, and it will be telling you that what will be the confidence score is all about, right? So what you can do is that you can take the code from the application in ready-made code that you can develop applications on your own. So for example, you can take any of these application. Let me take uh, the speech translations, right? Try it out. So after the deployment, what you will be getting is that you'll be getting an similar to the API key, and that API key you can utilize in your application code, right? The code editor. It will be telling you the the next steps. So here after this, you'll be deploying. After deploying, you can see the resource keys. So in this resource keys, you can deploy it and you can extract, so you can utilize these services. If you're going to the Azure AI Foundry, you can see the ready-made codes and you can deploy the speech services. You can deploy the custom visions. And in the next session, we'll be seeing that how to deploy the vision. And in the step-by-step code, we can make it simple. And we'll be creating an application before you in the screen, right? In this, you can see the video preview and the audio preview. So the pre-built prompts. And if you go to the home, So you can see the API keys that you have authenticately, and here you can see what all the models that are available in the marketplace. So if you wanted to use the chat completion, you can use the GPT-5 and the GPT-5 mini. And for fine-tuning the task, you will be having some of the the categories. So for speech to text, you can select either these two to transcribe the audio into text. And for text to image, for creating the images, you can utilize these functions, these resources to convert the text into images. So after deploying this, you can able to see the API key. So here it is saying that a registration is required to use this model. So access will be granted according to the Microsoft eligibility criteria. You may not eligible for access at the start. So we need an E3 or E4 developer license for getting this. Right. Let me try the responses or the chat completions. Obviously, we'll be using the chat completion for develop the chatbot kind of a things. Let me try to open on that. So in this GPT-5, we'll be having we can or oops, this is also it's apart from our eligibility criteria. Let's go to GPT-4 or the uh, 4 only. Yeah. Sure, you can use this model, and after deploying it, you can able to see it will be taking more time to deploy it. So as of now, I'm just leaving it. I am just utilizing my own model. Yeah. So here I have deployed a GPT-4o that I have already deployed it. And I'm saying that you are an AI assistant that helps the people to find the informations. It will be only to find the information, not alone. It won't give you the uh, dumb or unwanted answers. So if you wanted to add the data source, you can add it, and you can add set up the parameters, the temperatures, and the top p values, how the response should be used, and the maximum response should be around 6,553 tokens, right? The temperature is all about zero point 0.7, and these are all about the probability that how much the related word should be belongs to the previous word, right? So sounds good. So this is all about the session, and if you have any doubts, just raise up your hands and shoot your questions. Any questions, Suleiman? All right. Okay, sounds good. So let's meet on the next session. Until then, stay tuned in our channel and just support our channel and subscribe to it, right? And if you're liking the video, you can just put the thumbs up. All right. So thanks for joining, Sulaiman. Thank you.